Hello again, this is Old Man PHP. I create PHP video tutorials for the old guys who want to learn a new skill and compete with the young crowd. This is video 115M2. This is part 2 of M. When I created the first one, I couldn't stay in the position where I was on because of my knee and because of the prostate thing, so you can't really stay too long in like sitting down, so I had to kind of get up and all that. But so I wanted to continue the actual stuff that we were talking about. I mean, the last thing we talked about was the array. I mean, we talked about a lot of different things, but excuse me. So we're talking about the oil. Let's see what we got here. I held it up. See, green. That was some stuff that we were doing before. Then we did the associated array, and we want to continue with this discussion. I'm going to show you. I think I showed you. So let me see. We got here. The classes, the O(n) square, sorry, O(n), O(n)(1). So now I'm going to continue with what is it that we wanted to do. We wanted to talk about, let's take this, let's put it down here. And we're going to talk about the stack. So we'll say, what was the stack? We'll do the stack, and I think one more tree. Man, I don't remember. As I remember, I'll just I'll continue with this video. The stack. Remember, we talked about how the plates. Last in, first out. When you put a plate on top of each other, the first one's the last one because you put in, but it's the first one that you take out. You don't go in the middle because the plates are all the same, right? So it's a fundamental linear data structure that follows that LIFO principle. So this means that the last element added to that stack is the first one to be removed. Like a stack of plates again. I'm sorry, guys, man. I don't know. I thought I was going to be a little better today. But I want to continue anyway because I want to show you the stuff. And believe me, when I release this video, all the stuff that we're talking about, and even that the example will be in the description, okay? We will pass it on as a .txt file, so that way you can take it, then you just convert it to a PHP, which is simple to introduce. Right click a little bit on that file name and just change that txt to a PHP. Okay. So in PHP, all this stuff that we're talking about, this principle O(1), O(n), O squared, N squared, all that works at all languages. Okay. It's just done a little different with PHP because PHP is more of a, I always say that's more of a database type, language where you can communicate with that and files and stuff like that. The best language I think to deal with this type of thing would be, what is that one? Python and C, those kind of languages. So if you want to implement use this stack in a few other ways, right? So the core stack, the core stack operation, a stack is defined by like a set of basic operations, right? Which typically have a time complexity of O(1), right? Or O(1). Let me see. Typically, but I'll just put it here anyway. like that. And then I'll say the how would I do this? I mean, the operation, the description, analogy. It's like, remember how you do the push that adds. How about we do this? Look, we do the push, and that adds elements, right, to the top of the stack, right? Because we're talking about the stack, so I don't have to. Wait a minute. How about we do? How about we do this? And then we go like this, right? The top of the stack, and then of course the analogy would be something like placing a new plate on top of the stack, which is what I said, and then we do the pop, we move it, so it's like the last one in, the first one out. You get it, right? I guess I could just put it over here. Let's say last one in, and the first one out, like that. And then you have, what is it? The other one, the pop, right? So we could go remove, and of course returns, right? When you pop it, you remove it, but it also returns it from the top. And then, and that's like taking, of course, the same thing I just talked about. And then you have like, what was that other one? The peak, that's it. This is the peak, which looks at it, just doesn't touch it. Peak or top, I think it's called. We'll do the slash top like that. And we'll say that it's more like it returns the element at the, oh my god, top let's say of the rack, I mean the stack, I'm sorry, without removing it. And then you have, what is the other one? I can't remember right now. Wasn't there? Man. Oh my god, people. Well, we do have the is empty, right? We're gonna check. And that checks, right? That checks if the stack contains any elements, right? Let's write it down anyway. If the stack has any elements, right? This is good because you're checking if the stack or the rack or whatever it is that you, the stack, you know, you open up your cabinet and say, oh, it's empty. That was my stack. Get it? So implementing the stack in, of course, everything we're doing here is PHP. Let's move this. Something. I mean, I can spend my time. No. I will have like this whole thing written up. Oh, you know what I just remember? Oh, no, that's it. That was it. I can't remember. What was that other one? Because when you do the push, right, you're going to be using stuff like, listen, I'll top of those separated over here. We do the push. We do, what we do? We do array like this. We've seen it before already. Like that, right? You do that. That's how you push that stuff. Or you can kind of push the stuff inside by doing it like this. I mean, you could kind of do like this, right? And then just put a value there, right? Like that. You could do that because you're pushing it inside, right? Or you could just say whatever value is. The value could be whatever it is, you know. Like for instance, if you had like my, what would normally, let me see, normally we'll see my stack. This is an example. You go like this, then you go like this, and then just say B, right? Like that. Which I'm going to show you in a second. And it's the same thing with pop. Pop is the same. Let's move this up. Pop is the same thing. You go array, right? Pop like that. Whatever, you know, whatever's inside there, right? Or you can kind of like, you know, like the, what is it, dollar item, let's say, and you can say array underscore pop and whatever's that's inside there, right? And then you could kind of, I mean, I can give you an example in a little bit, but we'll do that in a second. This one is the same thing. The thing is that this one you're using, it's the same thing as a pop, it's that you're not taking it out. That's the only difference. So you can kind of go like dollar, it'll be array, like this, and then you could say count, like that, -1, of course, like that, and you can say my stacking of that. That's how we could I'll show you in a bit, right? And what's this one? This one is more like just to check, right? So you say if, you go like this, if, you can just say empty like that, or you can say if empty my stack. I mean, you can kind of use, remember the empty command? You can use this command like that, or you can kind of go like if you do an if statement, you can kind of go like if it's empty like this, and then wait a minute, something's missing. Oh yeah, here it goes. And then you just have whatever, I don't know, whichever you got here. Let's say my stack, like that. You can do that. All this stuff that we're talking about is gonna be there, okay? Because I record everything. So if I were to practice, I don't know, let's just go here. We'll say something like my, let's say just say stack, just like I was doing. And then I go like this, and then I go, of course, don't forget, like that. And then you go like this, and then you say the stack. Remember, we go B, right? So we say array underscore push, and then you say, what's the name of that? What? Let's push this guy down. Here we go. Take this, push it right in there, right? Like that. I think that's funny. And then you go like this, look. Now, this one is A. How about we echo this so we can see what I'm talking about? Stack. Dollar my stack. Like that. And then just say echo. It's the way I'm sitting, kind of further away from the, and if I do punch, right, then my stack will be now about, we do, we'll just say the print R. How about that? We'll do that. How about we do that? Let's do that first. Let me see. We'll take a quick look. This goes in there. I'm just checking it out. I'm gonna echo. That would be the first. I'm gonna say like this, right? Because I want to see, and there's only one, so of course that would be the first spot, right? And that first spot, that's 0. Oh, that was my good old belly. There it goes. There you go. My stack is A. So if I go, wait a minute, did I misspell this? Where's the rest of this? My stack. And moving. Oh, you know what I just did? Let's. Thank you, guys. And then we go like this, and there you go. Right here, look. This will be, look, first one is A, the second one will be B, right? That's what it does. So if you push add C to the top using the shorthand, right? Like kind of like this. Excuse me. Like this. Then you're gonna have A, B, and C, and just like that. So if I go, yeah. Come on, what's going on here? There you go, A, B, and C. Isn't that great? So if you want to pop, let's say remove the B, excuse me, the C, he gets his value. All you have to do is go like this. What should we do? How about we call it? Sorry, guys. Oh man, how about we do? What should we call it? Let's say we call it a pop. How about that? We're gonna say popped item. Like that. And then I say array underscore pop. Oops. And then I go like this. Then I go dollar my stack. See? Then I'll say, let me move my legs a little bit. Echo. I'm gonna say popped. How about that? And just do this. See? Popped C. That's the one we just popped. Just by doing this command right here. It took the last one. It knew how to do it. Because it was the last one in. And it's the first one that comes out. So if you're doing these type of techniques, this is what you use. But we also talked about using the standard PHP library. Remember that one? What was it called? It was called SPL stack, because it does all that stuff for you, right? And that it provides like a dedicated classes. It's a library, and you've seen that before from all the other stuff that we have, right? It's for the data structure, which is generally the recommended approach for the truth data structure implementation. So you should kind of do it like that. It's good that you're learning it the other way, but so you can understand. Mama told you if you do it that way, then you'll be able to say, okay, I understand what's going on. So now I'll just use the library because it offers a more clear API and it's often better performance, right? Guarantees that any custom array-based implementation will, work out much better. This is a class like designed to, let me see, designed specifically for that stuff. This is how you spell it, for the LIFO. Access. And then if you want to extend, like extending it, then you can use that, which I'm not going to deal with that right now. Like if you're extending this stuff, you can kind of use the SPL doubled no, it's not doubled. SPL. I'm gonna have to look this up. I'll have it ready. Wait a minute. I think I know what it is. And then wait. I'm gonna have to. I'll have it on the thing. 'Cause right now I can't remember what we to use to extend that. If you can extend this stuff for the linked list, remember the linked list? We already talked about that already. So if we do an example, and we could go like, let's go here. Let's move this. Let's go right here. Let's say we do dollar SPL stack like that. And then you say, oh, I want to create a new object, right? So you go to SPL stack, just like that. Little classes. Like that. And then you're gonna start using it, right? You're gonna say dollar. Let's just in case. I'll go like right here. Then say we're gonna use that method push, right? Push. And they're gonna say, like apple, like that. Or anything. And then you're gonna, let's say, I thought one thing here. Push. Then you want to push, let's say, remember we had this thing before. Let's say, click here. What was the next thing though? Well, since I just ate a banana not too long ago. Banana, like that. Right? So now when you create the stack, it'll be apple and then banana, right? So the banana is the top. Even though when you look at it like physically, it's kind of like the behind it, like where is it? Like behind it, see right here, you got A, B, and C. That's behind it, really. But they look at it as this is looking at it vertical, kind of like vertical. In physical, it's like that, but in conceptual, it's vertical. And then you say what? Let's echo this thing. So let's say echo, right? And then you're gonna say like this. Let me see. We don't want to use that. We want to use top. Like that. See? And that's like, we can see what it looks like. Let's see. Let me show you. There you go. Banana. I'll tell you what. Let's give it a little. And there you go. Booyah. Let's see. Boom. There you go. Look, banana. Right? Great stuff. So if you want to pop, let's say that's the topic because it looks at it, but you say pop, right? So if we do let's copy this, right? And then we go POP, POP, PO. Oh man, I hate when I get those itches in the. Let me see, what is it? We do. We need to do. That's okay, but I need to do the one thing first. We'll call it A B C U B B D D D D. Like that, because I don't feel like typing all this stuff. So we're gonna say dot SPL stack like this, and then we'll say pop. Okay. So we can kind of look at it over here. So we can see, what is it? $ABC. Channel that. See, look. The old banana. That's another way of doing it. But if you do, you see this. We get rid of that one. No, we're not getting rid of it. We're not going to get rid of it. We're going to keep it. So that would be, what is it? I go to the top. I do the pop. $SP stack. That would do the old papa. Yeah, that's how the banana situation. And then you want to do. Oh, let's do it again. That would be cool. Let's do that again. Let's see. There you go. Apple. See, we popped it in here because we supposed to watch it before. Who cares? Let's do the banana. But when we popped it out again, Apple. Oh my God. I'm sorry, guys. Let me take a sip of this coffee. I shouldn't even be drinking coffee, to tell you the truth. But I had all kinds of teas. Oh my God. I can't even breathe, to tell you the truth, without making noise. So I'm trying my hardest not to make some weird noise. You know, we have a thing like the. Remember I was talking about the structure extension. That we could use something called D like this. Like you can kind of go like, let me see, $DS. We're gonna say stack. Why is it that I do that all the time? And then you're gonna say new, right? And then you gotta say slash. What is it? DS. Then you say slash stack. Remember that? Like that. We don't be able to use this unless your computer with the server and everything has this extension installed. Right? And otherwise you won't be able to do it. Right now you can't. I don't have it, so I won't be able to test this out and all that, but but you can have it. It's just it offers highly optimized data structure, and it's written in C, to tell the truth. And so if performance is like critical, then this is like the best option. But you gotta make sure that it's installed. You know what I'm saying? Now the algorithm uses cases like for stacks, right? Oh my God, I'm sorry. Stacks are like essentials in algorithm with the concept of, going back or processing items in reverse order. is like needed, right? But the common use includes like function calls, the to the stack, like the CPU uses a stack to manage like uh, function calls. When a like when a function calls another one, right? The return address and all local variables are pushed into that stack. So when the function returns, this information is popped, and then expression evaluation and conversions, right? That the stacks are used to evaluate arithmetic expressions. Like converting infix to postfix notation. And then you got your backtrack. I'm gonna have all this stuff I'm talking right now. It's just I'll have it because I am recording myself, so I'll have it written all over, into the file. So we have to spend no time be typing this. So the backtracking algorithm, like used to be remember. Let me say, used to like to remember previous states in search algorithm. Remember, like when you go to, from the browser, you can go to the forward, and then you can go back to the back pages and forward. That's what's which is really which is good to use, which is really good to use when you're using the stacks and stuff. Now the browser, uh, excuse me, guys, so sorry. Uh, you know, because from the browser, right? Every time you visit a page, what happens? It's the same thing that we're talking about here. Like we're just pushing these things over in, right? Pushing it and then popping it. It's the same idea. So when you visit one, that's like pushing it, and then when you click that back, that's like popping it. Get it? That's basically what you'd be using it for when you start doing. That's what they use anyway in the browser technology world. So, like the undo, the redo features, stack keeps track of operation performed, right? Allowing the, you know, you to be allowing them to be reversed when you like the undone and done and undone, redo, undone. Same idea. The easiest way to implement a stack in PHP is by using like arrays, right? Because that's what we use. Basically, that's what it is, really. Arrays. And these built-in array functions, right? By using the stack extension, right? The SPL stack. Or if you're going to do an extension, if it's available, you use that. What is it? Did I write it down? Right here, DS and stack. Let's put this to the side. And then so if you're using like for class, right? Let's see, we'll do this just so you can have. Something I'm gonna have all this written down because the push, right? When you use the array push, what is it? Like the push, which is how you do it. Array push. We never really wrote it down over here, right? Or you can kind of use like we did this already, right? The operator that adds an element to the end of the array, right? That's the top stack. And the popper removes and returns the last element of the array. And then you got your peak and you got your top. Look, they got something called, there it goes, end. That returns the last element of an array without removing it. Remember, end. Let's see. I gotta put it over here. Just call end like that. Alright, so if I was doing the stack again, we really saw it already. We don't have to do all that class situation because we kind of did it over here already. But if you do it like that, you could kind of do stuff like, let me see, it was going to be, repeat myself, but okay. So we're going to say private. What the hell? Then you're gonna say stack something is wrong here. Ah, you know what I just remembered? What was going on here? Why is it not working? What is it telling me here? Did I spell that wrong? Array? That wouldn't say that it's stack equals to. It should be able to work. This is kind of strange. Huh. You guys see anything weird? My voice is changing, guys. Oh my god, I can't believe it. Ugh. Oh boy. What can I say? Wonder if we can continue with this. Well, it looks like I'm failing again. My system in my life. Oh my god. Let me see. Oh, this is terrible. Sorry, man. Well, you get it, right? We do the stacks and all that. Why I'm getting that error, I don't know. I have to look into it. You get, let me see. Ooh, Susanna, don't you cry for me. Well, that was almost. I mean, how about if I did this? I'm gonna see something. It's just a weird thing, but. Huh. Dude, I don't understand. Why am I doing wrong? Anybody can see this? Why I'm having that error? You know, something will come to me. So what we're gonna do is we're going to, you say private, then you're gonna say stack. Yeah, that's how it is. And then we're gonna say that. That's a way to do it. I know for a fact this will work. Huh. That's the most strangest thing ever. It's a private array called stack equals it. That's the best way to do it. I know, like, let's see. Oh my god. Let's do this real quick. Because I don't want to really start this a little bit. Then you want to say void. And then you want to say, what is it again? This stack. That is the most outrageous thing I have ever seen. How about, you know, this can be done. How about we do, sorry, that's the problem right there. Privacy, and this is part of this. What is it? What expected? Oh, yes. We could say cat, and then go like this. Where is it? And I could say whatever the element is. Okay, element. That would be good. Then what we could do is this stack is a shorthand for array, like this right here. This is like let me say shorthand for what is it? Shorthand for array underscore push. That's what it is. It's a shorthand. Anyway, that's the most strangest thing. That's because I would put that word in this. You know what? I don't know what I was thinking. I don't know. Then you go, what is it? That's part of that. Then you say public. Then you say function. Then you say pop. Then you go like this. That will be public function pop. Then we want to see if we could, you know, if dollar this is equal, what is it? Is empty. Yeah, because you want to check if it's empty. Then you say, if it is, then you're going to return no. That's like to handle underflow. And then you can return something that I just thought about just now. Let me see, dollar this, like this, stack. Like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if I ever mentioned it, like when you do, like for instance, you say, well, how come you can't do like else and then do that? If I took this out like this, and you run this, it's going to return this, right? As long as you got something there, you're going to get the right answer, whatever it is, right? But if you put this inside, it's going to check and then return this if there's nothing in there. Then you say, well, it's going to end, it's going to go do this, do that, and then come here, and then it's going to do this. I said, no, it won't. No, it won't. Because the moment you do the return, that word return, it's going to return, it's going to get out. It's going to get out of this function and return this. If there's something in it, of course, it's going to bypass this and then return this. Now, if you're using like the peak and top, that that returns the top element without removing it. So I guess we could kind of put something here. We could say public function. They say peak. And they say if dollar. I wasn't gonna do a video today because I was feeling crappy, but I didn't want to let it be. Is because to this day I still get phone calls. People that need help. And there's people that return that. And then of course this that. I was gonna bake too, but I like baking. I don't cook because I don't know what I'm doing there too. But I like baking. I do like keto style stuff. That is, I take a recipe, change it so it can be more healthy for me because I got so many problems that I have to be selective for what I eat, and I can't have regular sugar. So I use allulose and stevia, those kind of things. So I'm gonna be creating another channel all about food. I got some good recipes that I created. Okay. So then what happens? We could do. Let me see this part. That's part of that. But you know how to do that, right? So I'm thinking maybe we could just say public, then say function, and say is empty, and of course boolean. We're gonna tell it, hey, this is a boolean. This is what you call it. What was it I used to call this? Don't tell me I'm gonna be using returns empty. Oh my god. And what do I want to return? This one. We'll return that one. So we'll say stack. Booyah. Let me see. That's basically it. So if I wanted to, well, if we had an extension, we'd be able to use that DS, but we don't have an extension. This might not even work. Let me see. I made a private array. Then I got a couple of methods. One is going to be called push, that has something in there. We do a void, meaning we're not doing nothing with it. You hear my voice? Then we do the pop, and you do this. Then you do the peak. I don't know. Let me see. Let's call it up. What the heck? That's the only one we're gonna do, right? If I'm in the right track. So I'll say dollar stack. Remember, this dollar stack is different from the other inside. Why I do that, I just don't know. And then we're gonna say equals to new, and we're gonna say stack, right? And then we'll say this, because you know why? This is not the same thing as this, right? I didn't. If I was gonna use this, I didn't need none of this here because it's got its own. But since we're creating it, that's why you better off doing that anyway. That's beyond one. So we're gonna say dollar stack, and we're gonna do the push. We're gonna run push, and then we'll say A, B, okie dokie. I was so happy, man. Not me, because I been sick and stuff. Even my wife, but she had to go to work, and the gas is like up to $2, man. I was so happy. Because we're running within the budget, man. I'm kind of wiping. That noise that you're hearing is me wiping my nose. And I'm gonna take a sip of this, little bit of this cold coffee. Hey, take a break. Take a sip of your coffee. Go ahead. Then wait for 1 second. Okay, let's continue. Okay, now we're gonna push this guy, right? And that's gonna add it a little bit, and then we're gonna return the top one when we do the pop. So how about if we do? Let me see. This will be removed. This one adds the push into the stack. Where is it? It goes into there. And then we go like this. And then we want to remove that. And we do it by using, what is it? When you do that, where is it? How about we just thinking about the this here. I don't think it'll work, but let's give it a shot because oh, there it goes right here. So it did work. Okay, so why is it there's so crunched up? Why do I have so many? What was the last thing I got? That's the Apple stuff. Remember from before? Where is it? So we'll add it. We'll add something here. We'll go like this. Thank you guys for helping me out here. Don't worry, man. We're gonna be doing this a little bit longer. The reason why I do that is because the more we repeat ourselves, the more we do certain things will start to click. You're gonna be like, oh yeah, like the regular PHP stuff was great. Then we did what is the object oriented. You say, oh yeah, that was great. Then you want to know about the old notation because that's important because if you really know that, that puts you in a different level, man, than a regular developer that doesn't really know. And the reason why I wanted you to do this because we're gonna start doing WordPress. We're gonna have a whole set of WordPress things, how to create WordPress pages and everything from scratch. And once you learn that from scratch real well, you're gonna be like, wow, man, I'm powerful, I'm knowledgeable. And then we'll start using themes and stuff from other people because you gotta get to know. I know it's a process, but if we keep at it, you'll see what I'm talking about. Then I'm gonna start. I'm still gonna give you some full websites so you can have it, so you can play with it, so you don't have to do that, or you can cheat or somebody. Oh, look what I created. That's okay with me, man. That is okay. I want to help you out. That's what I do. We did that already, so let's go here. Let's do the top. We'll call this the top element. How about that? And then we'll say dollar stack. We're gonna say top like this, and that returns like the top one, right? So that would be like, let's move this down, man. Come on. Oh my god. You know, this is my computer's small too. I thought I had a really big, but when I start to compare with what other people have, I'm like, man, this computer I had it for a long time. I got a lot of space. Why is it so? I didn't, I start to think possibly because of memory and all that, but I got a lot of space. I got a lot of gigabytes, so there's no way. You want to find out? Because I live in a place where it's just, and that goes for everywhere, to tell you the truth, subdivisions and stuff like that. Because you're sharing the router. And if you got everybody at home, since it's the weekend, of course, things are going to be slow. Okay, what was I doing? Okay, so I did this. I want to pop that out, and then I want to, let's say we do this again. And before we do this, let's just add another. Like that, right? Let's add this to the Okay, let's do this. Oh, please wait for things to finish. There you go. Oh, I did it twice. I took it out completely. Popped it out completely. But as you can see, I would have had that first one. Oh man, well, you get the point. You popped it out because of the, and then of course you got your peak, which you can use to peak the whole thing out. So if I did this, and then just use this, and how about we do this? How about we call it? I don't know. We just say current. How about that? We just say current. Peak. Just want to see. And then we'll say ziggity zone, ziggity zone. There you go. Hey, we looked at it. So then now, if I wanted to, well, that's it. We're done. Oh, that's great. How about we? Oh, wait a minute. How about we hit the tree? Yo, tree. Shit, they wanted to talk about. Oh man, I don't want to go to another video, man. I want to torture you guys with another video, but I guess I could give you. Let me just give you a quick thing. So if you go like this, right, we're gonna talk about tree. Why? See, this is what I'm talking about, right? So if I were to, not the tree, right, the tree structure, we talked about this. This is the hierarchical of a data structure, right? Where each element has a node, right? It has like a parent and a child relationship, right? We got that. And like the key concept would be like the root, right? That's the one on the top. Like the topmost node with no parents, right? That's the top one. That's the root. Then you got your leaf, right? The nodes with no children, the separate and below. Then you have like parents and child nodes. That's like the above and below another node that has one. Let's say you have a leaf is by itself. That's it. But then you have another a branch, and then it has that branch has a parent and child situation. That's what that is. And then you got your sibling. If that parent has a child but also has another child, that would be your node sharing the same parent, right? So when you're implementing it, you typically implement the tree using classes for the nodes. So you kind of have to go like, you could say class like this, tree, node. Let's do a class. Let's see. Sorry guys, sorry. Then we're gonna go public like this. Then we're gonna say dollar value. Then we're gonna say public. And then we're gonna say a dollar children. That would be good. Children. Size budget. Let me see. Child. Children. Then we're gonna say like this, right? And then we're gonna say, oh, okay. Let's do a method, right? So that would be, what is it? We're gonna make it public, of course. Then you're gonna be function, and don't forget this is a constructor, so it's 1 and 2. Then you say constructor like that, and then you're gonna say the dollar value like this. And of course, this is a function, you gotta close it up there. Let's put this. We're gonna say dollar this, right? Because this is what we're talking about, the same class. That's what this is. Then of course you got your value, right? That you're sending over, and that would be your value like this. And then we're gonna do another. Let's see. We'll say public. We'll do the function because we do want to have methods. So we're gonna say add child, and then we're gonna say tree node $child. Hinting. Type hinting. Let's see, child. And then over here, oh, I gotta scratch my head. Then over here, you're gonna say dollar. What is it? Dollar this. This is the simplest I can do, man. Then you're gonna say $child. Oh boy. This belongs to that one. Let's push this back. Let's see. See the tree algorithm is what is it? Traversal, right? The algorithms are used to visit every node, right? So in depth, like the first traversal with the recursive, the pre-order visit the node, then you traverse to the five. It's like when you go to one node, you go to the next one, then you go to the other one, then you go to the sibling node. I'm sorry. And then so when you use that, see that the pre-order visits a node, then the recursor transfers it into its like to from left to right, and then you got in order. That's when you're using the binary tree only. That transfers to like left, and then it visits the node, then transverses to the right, and then you have your post order, and that recursively it transverse children, then it visits the node, and then you got your I don't know, there's something. I'm sorry, I just don't remember. It iterates like with it, like the way the queue works. It visits the node at every level by level. Root, then all the children, then all the root, then all the grandchildren. That's how that works. So you gotta keep moving back and forth, keep moving back and forth. What I wanted to do, that's basically, I can't breathe anymore. Why, man? What's the whole point of this? Oh my god. I'm sorry, guys. This is making it very hard for me to breathe. Over here we could say, what should we call it? I don't know. What should we call this? I don't know. We're gonna say class tree. Call it anything you want. Like this. Then it will be tree node. Like this. And then you say this one. Where is it? Then you wanna. Oh my god. Oh. What would be the value? It would be singing the soul, singing the soul. I'm gonna have to put you guys on hold because my eyes are on the door. Or we can say like this. What the heck? Child. And we just call it anything. It will be. Oops. What should, I don't know. Oh. Then you have, oops. What's going on here? Something is not working right. What is it? Let's see. No, that's what we would use. Why would... Yeah. This is not working right. Why is it not working right? There you go. Nope. What is this? Oh. Let me see something. Let's go back. I just wanted to see if I can, alright, let's do it. So, how the hell? How the... This is the strangest thing ever. So you add your child, but and I want you to say return. I want you to say this child goes into children. And where was the children? Yeah, children. And I wonder if this will work for me. Let's see. Children like that. Huh. There you go. Gave me the tree. I know it's a tree. What is it? Oh, it's not that. That's what this is. What happened here? I don't know. I'm doing this wrong. Maybe like you do the, you get the value, you got the children, you got this construct. Oh man, you know something, guys? I can't think. Well, we're gonna have to leave it at that. Yeah, give me a thumbs up. I will fix this, and then we'll. Subscribe to me. I'll tell you what. On the next video, when I start talking about the breakdowns, I guess maybe the Q. I'll give you the answer for this because I gotta really sit to think about it right now. I'm not doing it. Just not having that on my head. Really hurts. We'll talk to you soon. Hey, a good night.